upgrade your personality. You may not be the person you want to be right now. You may be angrier than you would like to be, more impulsive, more scattered, more self sabotaging, more undisciplined, more frightened. If so, you require a personality upgrade, which of course you can only supply. You choose a feature of your personality you would like to upgrade, and then ask yourself, what thoughts align with this intention and what actions align with this intention? Today is a new day. I am Nikki G, your host. Welcome to the Lone Doctrine, a safe space to bridge the gap between your authentic self and your mental health. We are your food for thought exploration station in order to make today better than yesterday. Hello and welcome back. I'm excited to have each and every one of you here. If you are here for a reason, that reason is important, and that reason is you. We are here to help support you. You becoming the best you and feeding our mind right so we can make today better than yesterday every single day. This month and every month we pick a topic. And this month our topic is emotional healing. And we have gone through so many different angles and views and perspectives because healing your mind is a journey. So many things in life, especially this day and age, as quickly as we can gain information, as quickly as we can get something on our smartphone or order something, we're used to this quickness, this fast paced life. So we ultimately, when something goes wrong, we want to fix it right away. And sometimes that quick fix doesn't exist. But that doesn't mean it's a bad thing, and that doesn't mean it can't be fixed. When you are feeding your mind right, when you are creating that emotional healing foundation, we have to remember it's not necessarily about the destination, it's about the journey. It's what we do each and every day. It's our willingness to get better. It's our evolution. And it's keeping that curiosity of life, of realizing that sometimes when we learn new things, sometimes when we take those steps in order to heal our mind, some things may work one day and they may not work the other. But don't despair. That's very normal because the mind is ever evolving. So sometimes we need to just gather more tools, which sometimes can seem overwhelming. I get it. But the more tools we have, the more we could build. Literally think of it that way. Take it away from all of the psychological and mindfulness and betterment and personal development. And just think about if you were to go and build a house, the more tools you had, the more house you can build, the more elaborate things you can put in there, the more structure you can give it, the stronger foundation. That makes sense. So, why can't we switch it over to our well being? Well, although it does get a little bit more complex, if you take that simplicity and just apply it to your life, as you go through these steps and get to these new places in your life, you'll realize that you're just creating this wonderful, awesome escrow of tools at your disposal when or if you need them. So I encourage you to go back to the beginning of this month if you haven't yet, or even if you have, to re listen to the episodes. Because a really great thing about emotional healing is that the more we repeat, the more we take into action, and the more we hear these things, the more they kind of sink in and they become second nature. So rewind, go back, and then come here, and I'm just going to list off a bunch of emotional healing tools that I found all over the internet, in my old books, in some of the books that I've read. And I just want you today to kind of pull what resonates with you, what makes sense, what is something you feel you're capable of doing today. And then start to build this toolbox or this tool bag of things that you can use when and if needed. So, I'm going to start with psychologytoday.com. We experience emotional distress in all sorts of ways, as sadness and anxiety, addictions, unproductive obsessions, unwanted compulsions, repetitive self sabotaging behaviors, physical ailments, boredom, various angry, bleak, and agitated moves. So, what helps relieve all of this emotional distress? What helps a person heal? So, here's some tips that hopefully will resonate with you. Number one, be yourself. Everyone else is taken. That means asking for what you want, setting boundaries, having your own beliefs and opinions, standing up for your values, wearing the clothes you want to wear, eating the food you want to eat, healthy, saying the things you want to say, kindness, and 100 other ways of being you and not someone small or false or ingenuine. Sometimes the world can force us to be something we're not, and it actually causes more problems than what we think will be the solving of that problem. If we meet all these expectations and we become what other people want us to be, then everything will be fine. But it actually causes more conflict. So, finding yourself, being willing to evolve, and being committed to being the best person you can possibly be is a great way towards emotional healing. Continue to invent yourself. Continue to love and to be loved. Love and be loved. Part of our nature requires solitude, alone time, but this isn't the whole story of our nature. We are actually a social species. We feel happier and warmer and better and live longer and experience life as more meaningful if we love and let ourselves be loved. We must be individuals, but we also must be able to relate. To do both, to both be ourselves and relate, requires a lot of empathy, requires us to listen more than speak, and to be willing to treat others with kindness and respect. This helps not only you, but everyone around you. And this one's pretty spot on. Get a grip on your mind. Sounds a little bit harsh, but here's what they have to say. Nothing causes more emotional distress than the thoughts we think. We must do a better job than we usually do of identifying the thoughts that don't serve us, disputing them, and demanding that they go away, and substituting more useful thoughts. Thinking thoughts that do not serve you is the equivalent of serving yourself up emotional distress. Only you can get a grip on your own mind. If you won't do the work, you will live in distress. And forget the past. We are not so completely in control of our being that we can prevent the past sore points from returning. The past has a way of pestering us through anxiety, through nightmares, sudden sadness, a wave of anger, or a feeling of defeat. But we can nevertheless get rid of those past thoughts by working through them and not taking the tendency to wallow. We must tell ourselves to move on and to move forward and to mean it. If you have a secret attachment to misery, you will feel miserable. As best as you can, imperfectly, but with real energy, let go of the past and forget the past. And try to flip the anxiety switch off. Make meaning in your life. Let meaning trump mood. Upgrade your personality. You may not be the person you want to be right now. You may be angrier than you would like to be, more impulsive, more scattered, more self sabotaging, more undisciplined, more frightened. If so, you require a personality upgrade, which of course you can only supply. You choose a feature of your personality you would like to upgrade, and then ask yourself, what thoughts align with this intention and what actions align with this intention? Then you think the appropriate thoughts and you take the necessary action. In this way, you become the person capable of reducing your emotional distress. And last but not least, deal with circumstances. Would you experience more distress sunning yourself at the beach or facing a long jail sentence? Circumstances matter. Our economic circumstances matter. Our relationships matter. Our work conditions matter. Our health matters. Whether our nation is at peace or occupied by invaders matters. Many circumstances may be out of our control, but many are within our control. We can change jobs or careers. We can get a divorce. We can reduce our calorie intake. We can stand up. We can do exactly as much as we want to do to improve our circumstances. As a result of those improvements, we feel emotionally better. Emotional healing requires that you take real action today. Real action in the real world. Who knows if we are in the throes of a new pandemic or a new anxiety epidemic, or whether keen emotional distress has been a significant feature of human existence from the very beginning. What is different now is that the paradigm of self help is completely available to anyone who would like to reduce their emotional distress. You can understand yourself. You can form intentions and carry them out. You can learn from experience. You can grow and heal. Naturally, none of this is true if you are unwilling to do the work required. But if you are, you have an excellent chance of reducing your emotional distress and experiencing genuine emotional health. These are all super great points. Did any of them stick out to you? You can even rewind, go through it again. Because if you find something that resonates with you, it's more than likely something that you can take action with. And although it might be difficult at first, just remember all of these steps you're taking towards betterment are important and is part of the process of planting the seeds to get you to a better place. Remember, healing can happen. All you have to do is take the first step and then keep stepping, literally one step at a time. Real change happens one step at a time. Although we might be looking for that quick fix, and although you want something to change overnight because the pain and the anxiety and the weight may feel unbearable, as soon as you start taking that one step in a positive direction, you start utilizing these tools and finding what works for you, you're 100 steps closer to getting better. So, one of those really great things to getting better is resource. When you are in emotional pain, it feels like the ground is unsteady under your feet. It's kind of like there has been an earthquake, or likely a series of earthquakes, and there are cracks in the foundation. Resourcing is about building that foundation back up so you can withstand the little earthquakes in your life without crumbling. What does resourcing exactly mean? It's about identifying resources within yourself or in your environment that make you feel safe, nurtured, and loved. Resources can be favorite memories, a person you love, or who made you feel loved, an image of a place that makes you feel safe, favorite music, a cozy blanket, pets, spirituality, nature. Resources can be anything, really, as long as they make you feel good and warm and comfortable and nurtured and safe. Some of my memories are ones of my childhood, things I've done that have been really great in my career, my friends, my family, my wife. I can pull at memories and I can do certain things like going out and going for a walk, or going and doing something fun with my wife, or playing with my puppies, or simply just sitting down and reading a book. Those simple things that I enjoy to do are part of my resources of making sure I keep my mind healthy and strong. Resourcing changes your perspective to focusing on the things that make you feel better. It's not simply affirmations, but intentional, mindful, deep experiences of feeling good. Resourcing is being mindful of the good and unmindful of the worries. Another thing that comes up is self soothing. The next step is to learn how to soothe yourself. Sounds strange, but it's very important. It's harder than it sounds sometimes, but it is possible. When we are babies, we cannot soothe ourselves and we rely on our caregivers, typically mothers, to soothe us by rocking us, holding us, and talking us in sweet vocal tones. If our parents are anxious or stressed and can't soothe themselves, then how can they possibly soothe us? And if we don't get adequately soothed as babies, then we never really learn to do it ourselves. How many of us in our too busy lives take time out of our day to do something nice for ourselves? Soothing can be done by activating our senses, our sight, our hearing, our touch, our smell, our taste, and even movement. We tend to prefer some senses over others. Figure out which senses call to you. For sight, you might look at a beautiful flower or a tree or a picture. You might visualize a beautiful place in your memory. Anything that is beautiful to you is a potential source of soothing. For hearing, you might listen to beautiful music, birds singing, the sound of rain on the roof, the sound of the ocean or the wind. And even if you're not able to get to these places, so many of these sounds are replicated online. And sometimes just closing your eyes and playing a YouTube of the ocean sound will surprisingly start to soothe you. For touch, you might hold a soft pillow in your arms, or curl up with a cozy blanket, or cuddle with your pet. Maybe getting into fresh sheets. Oh, a nice clean bed is one of the best ways to be nice and cozy and soothed. For smell, you might notice the scent of a flower or fresh cut grass, or I love the smell after it rains. I love the smell of candles. Find what really works for you to create this space, either through sight, through hearing, through touch, through smell, through taste, through movement, that really calls to you and is unique to your likings. Again, it's all up to personal preference. We usually want to get others to soothe us, and although sometimes they can, it's very temporary. So when we actually learn to soothe ourselves, this is not only a really great step, but it's the complete answer. And I want to send out reminders as I throw all these really great things at you. Sometimes we can resonate with them and find something new and find that seed of greatness. And then other times it seems like that is way too much. So much, I don't want to do any of it. If you feel that way, I want you to try to find just one small thing to start with, because healing is not a linear process. It's all over the place. But I encourage you to start with something, anything, something to help you keep moving in the right direction, even if it's just sitting for a moment, even if it ends up being 17 seconds of imagining that soothing place, or feeling the things around you, or being very, very present, or thinking about those resources and starting to build them and have fun with them. We sometimes, as we go older, forget just to have imagination time, to be wherever we want to be, to do whatever we want to do. Today and every day, I wish you emotional healing, and I wish you the best of the best to live a most awesome life. I just want to take a quick second to remind everyone that we are on social media. We are on Instagram. We're on Facebook. We're all kinds of places all the time, giving you extra motivation to make today better than yesterday. And we are also on a platform called patreon.com. Patreon, because we are a listener supported podcast. We stay on the air because of you, and we are so, so grateful for your support. So visit us at patreon.com/Lone Doctrine and sign up today for all kinds of extra, extra, extra good, awesome, feel good, emotional. Let's do this. Let's make life good and keep fighting that good fight.